Good afternoon and welcome to this weekly market update brought to you by Treasury One. With me today is Andre Sleer, currency strategist at Treasury One. Andre, busy week last week, a lot of volatility in the markets. Second biggest move we've seen in 2026 for the Rand last week, Friday, that occurred. Last week, Thursday, actually, that occurred. Third biggest move was on Friday. So two of the biggest moves in the currency both happened consecutive days last week. All started with the war in Iran and the oil price that burst through $100 a barrel on Thursday, and then all the subsequent things that happened. Can you just give us a little bit of a rundown on what happened in the markets last week, what we expect this week, and how that all has an impact on the Rand?
Yes, thank you very much, Richard, and good afternoon to everybody. So, you would just have to today work with me on the graphs as we go, as I speak, because I'm just going to go, it's all part of the one same story here. We had a Monday and a Tuesday that was relatively peaceful. On Wednesday, we had the big issue for the week that started in South Africa with a local starting of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting. And on Thursday, as we all know, they go to lunch and then they have a press conference. And shortly before that, we actually saw the Rand pushing a little bit stronger because the expectancy was that interest rates are going to be increased by 25 basis points. The market had it anticipated, and everybody was happy with that. Inflation figures came out higher. Everything pointed to an increase in interest rates, and then came the surprise. But to just pause that surprise rate pause for a second and say that also during the week, the attacks between Iran and America was at the forefront, and that continued. And by Thursday, we had the 10th evening of strikes between Iran and America, and the fight was squarely back on. Memorandum of agreement was put aside. Everybody was firmly in the square of let's fight. And then, now we go back. There comes, we lift the pause, interest rates are paused, and that's negatively perceived by the market. But at the same time, with this fight that's continuing, we saw that oil went above the $100 mark, and that's because ships was attacked by the Houthis and the Yemens, and it just all at the same time caused havoc. But the $100 breach of the oil price per barrel sent shockwaves through the market again, in the sense of what will be the impact on energy cost, what will the cost of energy be on inflation, and what will the impact of inflation be on what happens by Mr. Walsh and his Federal Reserve Committee in terms of interest rates. Will they increase? Will they not increase? Will they be hawkish? What will they do? And I think it's fairly expected. If you look at the figures that came out, there was a little reprieve in the sense that the inflation figures that was released wasn't that negative, and that kind of put the Federal Reserve in a little bit of a reprieve, that they could say, we'll keep interest rates higher for longer. But that didn't mean that there would be an increase. But suddenly $100 a barrel, shockwaves, as I said, and that meant that the discussion could go from just saying that we keep it on hold and at higher levels for longer, that we might have to increase. The increase, and we all know how the markets operate, when they then come to that, they bring in the politics as well, and they say the increase might now be even better if it's a little bit sooner before the midterm elections, because, that would at least not look like an increase in interest rates right before the midterm elections, and that could possibly help with keeping the Republicans where they want to be. So all of that came to the forefront. And suddenly, on Friday morning and on Thursday, we saw this big move impact on emerging markets. And we know that the rand is a bit of a currency that always, that elastic band just gets stretched a little bit too much either side. And the rand took a little bit of a brunt, and we traded as high as 16.96. Then came Friday afternoon, and the fights for Friday evening was put on hold, both by America and by Iran, and both came out saying that there is discussions, there is communication between the two countries. Oman was being brought into that, and that brought the oil price down this morning to around the $90 level. Thank you for the graph here on the carry trade. That links up with the interest rates. Suddenly, if you bring interest rates and you pause it in South Africa, the attractiveness of our carry trade is a little bit less. And if you look at this graph, then we're kind of in the area of British pound and US dollar. Now, if you're an emerging market, you don't really want to be playing with the big guns. You want to actually be far more attractive than them. And so all of that just led to this negativity around the rand on Friday. But here we are on Monday morning, back below the 90 or around the $90 a barrel. And we've seen the rand coming down to the 70s, bringing it back into that 25.75 range. We're a little bit higher now again, but not significantly higher. So squarely back to the discussions of interest rates, cost of energy, impact on inflation, and what will that do to interest rates going forward. Now, my view is that if we have continuation of the discussions between Iran and America, we could see the oil price remaining at these levels around 90, even a little bit lower. If that's the case, we could see yields on the longer term interest rates in America coming down a little bit. If that happens, then the discussion could turn back to they might not increase. All of that. In South Africa, the discussion could be that interest rates will be increased at the next round. So all of these things just needs to be kept tightly together, watched tightly together. Continuation of discussions between Iran and America simply says we could retreat back into the 25.75 trading range. Anything that indicates that comes to a halt, oil prices goes higher, and the flow of oil through the Strait of Hormuz, through other areas, becomes more tightened. We could see the rand breaking out above the 75. And also we have to keep that in mind, that will have an impact on demand. And we could easily go down to the 17 levels. I favor at this point in time the 25.75 continuation of discussions between America and Iran, but I am cautious, very, very cautious about the upside risk.
Andreas, thank you for your time. Thanks for the update. For everybody out there, enjoy the week, and we'll be back next week. Cheers for now.
Thank you very much.